as the recent stampede across Oyo, Abuja, and Anambra states have claimed numerous lives during charity and festive events. Now, these strategies have spotlighted the critical need for improved crowd management, safety protocols, and responsible event planning. Today, we'll discuss the causes, impact, and potential solutions to prevent such occurrences in the future. We have with us a very respected elder statesman. He is the chairman of the Coalition of Registered Political Party in Nigeria, Edo State Chapter. He's the person of Dr. Samson Isubo. Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming.
Good morning, viewers.
We appreciate you. All right, but Dr. Samson, can you personally, holistically look at these three states, Ibadan, Abuja, and Anambra State? What do you think went wrong that led to the loss of lives?
Good morning, viewers. It is unfortunate that such a calamity happens in our country. Abuja incident, Ibadan incident, and the Anambra incident. There are many factors that contributed to these avoidable incidents. First of all, I sympathize with the families of the bereaved, of those who died. It's a thing that is avoidable. But to say something on that aspect, anytime I have the opportunity to come to this studio, I do emphasize that the country is not at peace. Why? People are hungry. People are suffering. The poor masses are growing in millions. Some cannot even afford 1 square meal, not to talk of 3 square meal in a day. And why are we in this quagmire? Why are we lamenting? I keep on saying, we don't have a foresight leaders that will carry us from this situation we meet ourselves in this country. It is true. We have all the resources. We have all things that can take us to the promised land. But mismanagement by the so-called leaders. I'm a leader, but I'm not in the know to.
You are not in government.
Yes.
Or probably have one political appointment.
Yes, to be able to help the masses. But we keep on talking, telling them we are hungry, oh, we are starving, oh, no work, oh. Did they listen? All they know is that how to enrich themselves and their families, while the poor masses are languishing in poverty. So that is it. First of all, I commend the philanthropists that organized those 3 accidents. I can call it accidents because you want to go and collect something. What you made there is a disaster, death. So maybe they have the intention to do that thing, to give palliatives, to assist the masses, their fellow Nigerians, but it turns the other way around. So that is why people are now shouting, what is this? It's avoidable something, but because the people are suffering, hungry, and they're poor, and when they see a little opportunity, when people will be calling them, come and collect free rice, come and collect. If not because things have gone wrong in this our country. Before, what is rice? But now rice is just like a gold. Come and take palliative of rice. Come and take palliative of rice. Because they know they don't have any other ways to assist the masses They don't have programs to do something that will make ordinary Nigerians to be able to get their daily bread without passing through this disaster. What is the disaster? Rushing and stumbling on each other. I blame the organizers, one. If you are organizing this type of thing and you are calling people, 5,000 come o, 1,000 come o, and you don't provide the enablement for security, for orderliness, you just take the poor masses for nothing. Say, make them come. When they come, there's no proper arrangement, no sitting arrangement, nothing. You just lump them together, and you want them to pass through narrow door or narrow gate. And people are desperate. They don't care about fellow human beings, whether they are marching on a sofa foam or they are marching on the wood. But human being that has fell down, you stamp on him or her. And because you want to collect the rice that is in your front today, how much is the rice? 10 kg, 2 cups, 3 cups. You don't even have any modalities in which you are doing things. No security, no what I can call a strategy to arrange, to organize things. But because they are poor masses, all of them, they will converge in one place. And when you say come in, there's nothing to show. 1, 2, 3, step by step. Everybody would like to rush inside.
So you've really made some very salient point, especially looking at it from the angle of the ill management from those who were giving out these palliatives. And of course, you also made mention of the fact that the people actually are poor and they are starving at the same time. So, as they say, in a situation of desperation, anything is an option. So, in that wise, people would no longer consider the safety of their lives. But don't you also think that the poor masses have met a brick wall, especially looking at it from the angle of where support should come from, which is the government, providing enablement for companies to be able to employ people? Because if there was employment, people would not be struggling for crops, as it were. People would not be thinking of endangering their lives just to be able to get something to feed. Nigeria has rich resources. We're about 223 million people with rich resources, human capital, and of course, natural resources. Do you think that the blame so much rests on these individuals who were trying to do their little just to help? Is that what you're saying right about now?
At all. The blame is on the government, right from local government, state government, and the federal. These people are just showing a concern for their fellow human being. They do not envisage that sort of crowd or tension there. That is where they made the mistake. The blame is on the government.
Okay, if you say the blame is on the government,
yes.
Now we are getting reports, especially looking at it from the papers, particularly the Nigerian Tribune, where the federal government has issued a statement in defense that Tinubu's reforms is not responsible for the stampede, meaning if people were struggling for survival, it is not Tinubu's reforms. So what would you say about that?
That is not true. Tinubu and his federal government, they are at fault. They should be blamed. If there is a program, like in those days, programs for agriculture. In those days, we have Operation Feed the Nation, we have Green Revolution, but those are not even available. They don't even know what they are doing. That's why we need to commend those unfortunate organizers. They want to help the masses. They are part of us. There is something for them to gain, just to help to alleviate the suffering of their fellow human beings. But the federal government, the local government, the local government, the state government, and the federal, they don't even go near agriculture. What we see is that what comes to their brain, the only thing, let us give them rice, a palliative. I never heard about palliatives since they bomb you. Now this regime, I started hearing palliative. Why palliative? Why don't you make a program for agriculture? What is underneath the tragedy that causes this scarcity of food? One, the farmers cannot go to their farm again. The villagers cannot go to their village again. They've been driven away by bandits, killer men, kidnappers. I cannot go inside the farm now to go and die.
Okay. No doubt the subsidy removal has not really helped Nigerians in a way from the first day of his inauguration into office, where he said subsidy is gone. And Nigerians started facing the harsh reality. Some persons even said before the president got to his office to hit the ground running, Nigerians were already going through a lot of hardship just because of that one statement. Although the government has said the policy of this government is not the reason why people are losing their lives. But however, they are now calling for a kind of caution, and some stakeholders are saying if you are a charitable organization, you want to do charity, you want to reach out to vulnerable Nigerians, there should be a kind of framework, but government should coordinate it. Do you agree with that? Government coordinate what private individuals want to give to Nigerians? It
shows a failure on the part of the government. How can a single person go to the government? I want to distribute some palliatives to some people, and then the government will say, okay, police, soldier, follow him or her. That is not tenable. You see, it shows that the government has failed woefully, and they have failed. They are still failing.
The government has failed, and it's still failing.
It's still failing. There's no. We don't even know where we are going now. Okay. There's the front is not yet clear. We don't know.
So what do you think they need to do right? Or do you think at this point they need to press the reset button?
Yes.
What exactly do you think they actually did wrong that made us find ourselves in this situation where we are vulnerable, and as such, any opportunity is an option?
Yes. First of all, the government, the federal government, per se, and the state government, they should be able to set up agricultural programs. You go to...
But the Anchor Borrowers, program that was set up by the previous administration, how far did it go?
Did they follow it to the last letter? They only use it to collect, to amass wealth, to carry our money.
Carry our money?
Yes, so what did you see? The billion they budgeted for agriculture, do you see anything? Do you see any agriculture? In our state here, we have about almost 10 farms settlements. They've already turned to moribund. Nothing works. It's there. We have it in Akoko, we have it in Sugbenu, we have it in all this area. All those on one east side, they are there. But our government, they don't want to do anything concerning that. It's only so it is they that have failed. If to say they religiously follow that agricultural program they envisage to do, employ the youths and put them in a separate place where they like camps, and put everything, social amenities there for them. They won't come run to the urban area.
Okay.
What we are seeing now, people from what they call it, from the villages, rushing to Benin.
Okay, Dr. Sibo, let's not look at it this way. We can't stop well-meaning Nigerians from reaching out to Nigerians. But do you think this ugly situation will discourage further assistance that comes from this wealthy class?
Well, it's on two ways. One, if you have the masses attacked, what happens now? You will try to adjust. You will know what to do next time around. They will still give those good-hearted Nigerians. They will still do. But the audience is on the government. They should plan. Instead for private people to be doling out peanut to people. Come and call it, then you meet your disaster, you meet your death there. Why should they? If the government knows what it's doing, we have food security, we have nobody would like to venture into that area of giving palliatives. But because our government doesn't know what they are doing, and what is the causes? These herdsmen, these bandits, they're driving away our farmers who are supposed to farm for us to get abundance of food. They can't go. So that is where the federal government need to start from. That make sure you drive away all these bandits, all these herdsmen from our forests, from our bush area, so that farmers will have confidence, peace of mind to farm.
Okay, so why you say...
As I'm still talking now, a few days ago, this herdsmen came to the main road along the Ifon Road, Ojigi, Onwa. They carted away a full lorry load of people going, traveling. Till now, about 3 days ago, they need to solve that problem first, this security. You don't need to do it with levity. I don't know why the government is afraid to talk to do the needful. They are human beings. Some of them come from Niger. Drag these people out now. They don't do anything. So then, do you expect any farmer to go to the farm now? Go to Oro side 3 weeks ago. One herdsman was, he just went to another man's backyard where he planted some food, food something. He went there to carry their cows to eat everything. As the son of the man said, why now? He just carried cutlass, boom, cut one of his sons.
For trying to stand up to his rights?
Yes, so do you expect anybody, any villagers in that environment to go to the bush? And nothing has been done. I don't think they have even arrested the person. The villagers knows the owner of the cow.
Okay, now going forward, Dr. Isibo, back then when I was in the north, if we come to the village, as we are returning back home, to our base, our grandparents just go to the farm, like you said, give us things. But as a grown-up adult, if I go to the village, I will receive calls. Once you just establish that you are coming home, just within Edo State here, they will tell you, bring gari, bring yam. Things you literally get from the village. Those in the village, they're asking you to bring them down from the city. Is that not an aberration?
It's an aberration. I agree with you. In the olden days, only when you travel to your village or to your people, they only expect to give them bread, butter, but not this is our staple food of gari, rice, beans, yam. Now, when you go to the farm and go to the village, when coming back to the city, you carry all those things back to your place of abode. But this one, it is we. I say I pity a lot. Go to the village, before you stop your car, you see about 3 or 4 people surrounding you. Something that has not been happening before. It only happens in the north. But our people are now coming out. Say, I never chose since morning. You will pity before you even leave the place. Cobra will not follow you back to your place again. Okay, because so of this lack of program. Okay,
so as we delve deeper into the discussion, and of course we're looking at the solutions, because as it were, the youths, the people have met a brick wall, and we can't continue to hope on the government. Just as you said, they failed us and they've continued to fail us. So for not, shutting the door, on well-meaning Nigerians who will voluntarily want to help, I am saying that looking at this whole issue, do you think government can set standards such that well-meaning Nigerians who wants to give arms can also be encouraged to do so? What do you speak about setting maximum capacity? Say, for instance, you want to give arms to people. What number of people are you looking at? Where is the venue? Do you think standards in terms of capacity should be set so that to avert future occurrence of having stampede? What about talking about the event layout? Are there securities to control the crowd? Do you think government can begin to set those parameters so as to avert such future occurrence?
Yes, I agree with you. Government needs to come in. Before you will say you want to give arms or free something to the masses, you inform the government, you take excuse, government will know what to do, either to give you security, and they will go and look at the venue of the place, whether it's very spacious, and not that when you get there, nowhere to sit, or you stand like a babiala for almost hours, sun, underneath the sun. Those are not a palliative again now, it's suffering.
More like a refugee camp.
Then, I don't agree with the federal government at all. It is their duty to feed the masses. You see how much they voted for agriculture, this one now, is just going to be vague. Nothing going to work. They will use it to pocket themselves. Quote me. There's something that will come out from that, their so-called agricultural program. Nothing.
Talking about the government project now, we saw where a lawmaker was attacking the budget. Inside the budget, you can see things like spoons and forks and plates captured in the budget. I will not say plates used to expire. Do spoons expire? Is the government really sincere with the people, Dr. Isibo?
They are not sincere with the government, especially the federal government. We will forget that of our Edo state. Nothing there. But the federal government, now, like, if they are serious, how can you budgeted about 24 billion to renovate one place? Of recent, not a person, and many things like that. Buying cars of a high costly.
Okay, before I know Joshua is itching to ask you a question. You made mention of something. You said nothing is in Edo State.
Yes.
We should focus on the federal government.
Yes, federal
the government in Edo State just came on board.
Both
should we write them out?
And this one now God go help us.
This one just came on board. Less than 2 months in office.
Yes, I agree, but where is putting hand? That's supposed to be the last thing supposed to do. All this removing local government chairman, which is now causing wahala now. Why should you go? We say for you to, first of all, help the masses. Do the road for them, make a way for this agricultural thing that will employ more use for us. You are not going to the local government chairman to come and be giving.
So you are saying Senator Governor Mondo Kwewelo doesn't have a focus?
I have a focus, so they don't use that language.
I'm just trying to expand what you said.
If he has not started with one program, you can start with another one. I think he's doing road infrastructure now. That is focus now. But that area, he has not done anything about that.
So he doesn't have focus in that
one? He has focus.
Okay, so
don't use that word focus.
So why we don't talk down on the executive governor? Let's allow him do what he needs to do. But as we try to, talk more on averting future occurrence, what do you think government needs to do for those who willingly and outrightly want to flout the law by not making these standards upheld?
As I've said before, the government can come to their aid.
In what area?
By providing security for them now, then make the place conducive. Is the place wide enough? Can it take up to 500 or 1,000? They have workers. The federal government.
So if I'm saying that these standards now, it looks like a template. Yes. Government gives to well-meaning Nigerians or makes it available on their website, and people decide to flout it. What do you think should be the penalty?
And they should be penalized.
Because we cannot have people killing themselves every now and then in a country. I don't want to mention the name. Just one person died. The president was supposed to travel out of that state to another state. He not only canceled that trip, but he paid visits to the family of the deceased. Now we're having people dying in 50s and 100s, and it's looking like normal. So I'm saying that this does not portend the right image for Nigeria globally. Exactly. We cannot be seen as people who are refugees in our own country. We cannot be seen as people who have been reduced to a point of beggars. So what I'm saying is that for those who do not want to adhere to those standards, so that we don't keep recording scores of people who have lost their life, what do you think government needs to do? What are those penalties?
Well, even with this, those people giving palliatives, we have different type of them. Some may be using it for a sort of what do this outside people call it? Not the PRO.
Salaka. The one they call Salaka.
Okay. Which the Muslim people call giving alms, and they will get something in return. I don't know what they will get in return. When maybe they ask them to go and give.
Is that more like a ritual, you say?
Yes, it's not from my mouth. It is they can use it. They go and give to hundreds of people, thousands of people. You will get also.
Anyway, we cannot establish that here.
But I'm just quoting.
Okay, so what we're saying is that now let's look at the issue of the president who cancelled his trip as a result of the death of these people.
That is an afterthought.
I'm coming. Let me just land. Do you think it's just enough cancelling a trip? Do you think he needs to make some bold statements? Do you think he needs to visit the site and make some certain level of promises? Because people are also attributing the cause of this death to the policies that are anti-people. So what do you think he needs to have done better? Cancelling a trip or multiples of trips is not just enough. Being sympathetic enough means you have to make bold statements and promises. What do you think he needs to do better in that respect?
Even though he cancelled 100 of trips, those that are that died, can they retrieve?
No, we know they cannot come back. But I'm saying that going forward, what do you think he needs to do better as a president and leader of a nation?
First of all, as I've said, security, tackle it so that surplus food will come to the market. People will go to the farm and farm.
Okay.
But with this one that we cancel trip, this and that, is just a sort of politicizing the issue.
To save face?
Okay, Dr. Sibo.
It's not working.
All right, Dr. Sibo, is palliative the only bailout for the people? Why is it that when people complain that things are not going right, they give them rice? When they hit the streets to protest against policies, they give them rice. When they say they are hungry, they give them rice. And if you look at it to an extent, like you said, 5 kg, 10 kg bag of rice, no ingredients, no additional cash. So people should just eat rice and wallow in their problem. Is palliative our major problem?
I thought it's an insult on our physique. What do you mean by palliative? It shows that you don't have any, the leader don't have any input in their brain. They just want to take the, eat this one, no kill me. Eat that one, no disturb me. And that meant that they giving. Since they have been giving palliative, I never touched one of them. Though I don't need it. It is it's an insult on.
But if they give you to share, will you?
I won't take.
Let's assume they give you like 2,000 bag of rice.
Go then
2 million bags of
distribute it
rice
to the masses at Ring Road, at Wato, at Woyemi, at give it out. I don't need it. I know how to fence for myself. So the government, they are lazy. They don't have I mean the federal government. They don't have any green what I can call it. It's not green pasture. They don't have it in their manifesto, in their what they want to give to the masses. By now, they're supposed to have called some many farmers.
So you're saying that the policy document as regards renewed hope is not in any way visible.
Renewed hope is renewed hope to poverty. Since I'm talking renew hope, I'm hopeful on God, not on human being. In renew hope, have we renewed anything? We are better than this before the president comes in. But he has renewed us to poverty. More problem, more debt.
But the president said it's not the cause of all these problems.
It is the cause. What if
he has not been part of any government? This is his first time.
That is
and
not
they have
true.
appealed to Nigerians to allow him breathe so that he can perform.
He has been breathing since. He will close his mouth, he knows. It's because he doesn't know what to do. But now a foresighted government is supposed to lead the people to where things will be better. But now everybody are just looking. Come next year now, where are we going? Nothing. Even see his budget of 2-3 days ago. The masses are just nothing to take home there. Trillion. After trillion, say what is the next figure? We are, because it's around 47 trillion that is budgeted now.
47.9 trillion.
So now here we take here and we no go see any difference. We even be going from renew agenda to another renew poverty.
Okay, now if you are saying the government has failed and they are continuing to fail in your word.
Yes, it has continued to
the federal government, not the state government.
No, this one I just come in. I'm just watching him. Before I assess him, and I will see.
How do we now cast the blame? You have local government chairmen.
Yes.
You have councillors.
Yes.
We have State House of Assembly members. You have those at the Federal House of Representatives, the senators. You have ministers and, of course, governors and the president. Are we not going to hold those that are closer to us accountable to? those collecting sitting allowance, collecting constituency allowances without seeing anything in their constituencies, can't we start from that level, Dr. Isibo?
But the person that owes the AC is the federal government. But I'm coming to the local government. The local government, you know, they are revenuing something now. And the money they collect from federal now is 800 million. You cannot see them to do anything with it. No grading of road, no improvement in the marketplaces, not to talk of agriculture. In those days, we see local government having agricultural inputs. But now, nothing. We don't know what they use the 800. I agree with this state governor, but because the way he started it is too in a hurry. You see, 800 million, what are you doing with it every month? And if you go to the village, the poverty is shrinking everybody in the high there. So they too, they have their own problem. They don't, why I did not agree with the other governments, the what do you call it? The programs supposed to come from the hub, from the federal government, down to the ladder.
Okay, Dr.
But
Sibo.
now, I will advise the local government to go into agriculture. Okay. They are the nearest people to the
Okay, Dr. Sibo, I'm afraid we need to go to our Lagos studio in a moment. We'd like to have you again so that we can really look at the policies of the federal government, since you are more of the federal level. Let's look at it critically. Look at some of the things President Tinubu is not doing right. Probably as an elder statesman, as a man who has been in the political space, you can help us make sense and try to correct the government in a way. Thank you very much, Dr. Samson Sibo. We appreciate you finding time to be on the program. And of course, happy Christmas in advance.